Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of LiME podcast. Yes, I'm not a LiME youth. I'll hand you over to the guys soon. They are ready. But I just want to first of all welcome everyone, give you a bit of introduction of LiME. My name is Ephraim Osarai, the leader of the group behind LiME, and actually the initiator for LiME. So why LIME? LIME stands for Leadership in Motion and Experience. Why the idea? Why did that come to my mind? You see, many times among multicultural youths, there's a feeling that we don't have champions, highly skilled people. But as you see later, LIME has shown that there are very talented youth of multicultural background. So back in 2017, I just shared the vision with a few people, and we came together, and LIME was officially launched February 2018. LIME is not meant to compete with school. LIME is meant to complement school. So most of the time, we're talking about soft skills. LIME is for 12 to 17-year-olds, but over time, we've had a few 11 years that were very enthusiastic, that want to be part of it. We've also had 18 who have now graduated from LIME, but they still want to stick around. So the few things that LIME is all about, and you'll hear from the youth themselves very soon. Like I said, we try to complement schools, communication skills, public speaking, think tank projects where youth come together to brainstorm ideas, and some of those ideas have resulted in projects. And one of the projects you see today, the LIME book. And then we also have personal development, professional development, excursions. We went to BHP last time. We also have quite a few professional guests that come to inspire us. And there are a lot of peer support, networking, mentoring. You'll meet a few of the mentors soon. Now, enough of me. The LIME podcast today is youth to youth. So they want to connect with their peers. Please, when they come on stream, be engaged. They are keen to engage with you. So I would like to bring them on now. You meet our LIMers now. So let me hand over to the host of the day. King David Oyirokpo is going to take you through. He's a LIME leader. He's played that role excellently. So please make him feel welcome. King David Oyirokpo, over to you, King David.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? Yes, Ephraim said my name is King David. I'm a Lima. I'm one of the leaders at LIME. And yeah, with me today I have my fellow Limers Nichi and Keisha. I'm just gonna hand over to them to introduce themselves. So we go with Nichi first. Yeah, just introduce yourself to the guys.
Hi, I'm Hamanichi Deng. I'm 14 years old and I'm proud to be on this podcast and I'm proud to be a Lima.
And I'll hand over to Keisha.
Hello everyone, my name is Keisha. I'm 18 years old and I'm proud to be a Lima and proud to be doing this podcast.
And thank you guys very much. Yeah, for myself, I'm King David. I'm 17, currently I'm student at Rothman Senior High School, about to finish, which is great. And we're going to get straight into the podcast. But like, where you guys watching from? Like, we're here in Australia. You guys watching from? If you guys are overseas, if you guys are in local with us, you just comment in the comment section below and tell us where you're watching from. We're going to get straight into the podcast. And for those who don't know, Ephraim said earlier, LIME stands for Leadership in Motion and Experience, and basically, it's a youth initiative that focuses on making future-ready citizens. So we empower ourselves by learning soft skills such as financial intelligence, self-discovery, goal setting, and many other things. It started February 2018, and it's still continuing on. And we have people who've come through, graduated in high school, and still continue to be a part of it because they love the program so much, and they also want to see their fellow students and their fellow peers be empowered with those soft skills as well. So good question I want to throw out there to the commenters and to my fellow limers. Like, how did you guys discover LiME? Because for myself, I discovered it 2 weeks before the official launch date in 2018. My dad told me about it because my dad and I'm Ephraim a close friend, so he told me about it, and then I went along, and I was actually pretty excited because it was a pretty neat program, and I really liked the initiative and the idea behind the program. But why not you guys? Let's start with Keisha, how did you find out about the LiME project?
Thank you, David. I had found out about LiME when I had gone to a launch of it back in around 2018. And I had seen it. I hadn't actually heard of anything like this before, public speaking and all. I went to the program and I really started liking it because it was teaching me something new.
Yeah.
And then we went on to writing an amazing book, and now we're doing this amazing podcast for you, amazing youth out there. Thank you, King David.
No problem at all. What about yourself, Michi? How did you find out about the LiME project?
So basically, when I was introduced to the LiME program, I had a friend who else was also in the LiME program. So he introduced me and was like, "Hey, LiME is an interesting youth group. I think you might be very interested in it." So I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll give it a try." And then when I came and gave it a try, I found out that I actually really enjoyed LiME. So I stuck around, and then we started doing a lot of projects and stuff, which is now a highlight of my life. So yeah.
That's real good. Yeah, you guys also watching at home, just comment in the comment section. How did you guys find out about LiME? Did you find out from a friend like Michi, or did you were just scrolling through YouTube and just stumbled across our video? Would like to know. And I'm gonna move on to the next question now. What did you enjoy most of being part of LiME phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and if you continue on with it? What has been your favorite moment for all those phases and continuing on with it? We'll start with myself this time. My favorite part of LiME was probably going to BHP Bulletin when it was BHP Bulletin. It was a fun experience, and we got to see like the industrial side of the industry and the future of the industry, or all the industries with things becoming very automated with robotics and with just encoding and everything, and it just like mind blowing because like it gives you a heads up of what the future of every single industry is going to be with coding and with IT and everything. So that was personally my favorite part of the whole of being part of LiME 1, phase 1, 2, and 3, and also probably like Keisha said earlier, the book that we wrote was actually pretty exciting because being 17, most of us still 14, being able to write a book, it was like really good and like made you feel like you could do anything you wanted. So yeah, what about you guys? Going to Chi first, how did you what was your favorite moment? What did you enjoy the most about being up that one?
My favorite moment of LiME was actually my initial speech at LiME. I remember my first LiME speech was at one of the closing ceremonies of LiME 2.0 or 3.0, I think, and the mayor of Gosnells was there. So I had my speech, and then the mayor of Gosnells really enjoyed my speech, apparently, and then he invited me to go to the annual mayoral civics event. So from there, I pretty much like got a really big step up in my life, and it's given me a lot of other opportunities in my life. So my first opportunity at LiME is my favorite, and I cannot express how grateful I am for the first opportunity at LiME. Yeah.
That's good. What about you, Keisha? What was your favorite moment of being part of LiME?
My favorite moment being part of LiME was when I started co-authoring the book. It just seemed amazing because I'd always wanted to be an author, and I mean, I was going probably a bit towards short story. I probably still am, but writing the first chapter, the first chapter, the education chapter that I was writing, it was amazing. I feel it was a stepping stone to me being an author.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. Like I said earlier on that BHP and also the book, which you're going to get into later in the podcast, and even later in the episode, further future episodes that we do, we're going to get into the book and everything. But yeah, it's been great.
Can I just suggest, King David, if you don't mind, there are a lot of friends on the screen. If you guys can just engage them, I'll put your name on the screen.
You come. So that has everyone's day be going. Drop a comment in the comment section if you had a okay day, if you've had a great day, if you've had like a 50-50 day, just drop in the comment section so we know that you're with us and that you're keeping up with what we're doing.
Yeah. And it would just be nice to nurture there are quite a few people here sometimes because it's also trying to engage with the audience. So call out their names, make them feel part of it.
Hey guys.
Hello, everyone.
I'm glad you guys found my speech yesterday entertaining. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the support.
That's hard. I mentioned earlier about how at LiME we learned soft skills such as financial education, self-discovery. We had different these things broken up into different sessions, and they ran through LiME phases 1, 2, and 3. And personally, my favorite part of my favorite session of all of them was the financial education session, because it really taught me how to handle my financing, especially with me about to graduate high school. It's really important, especially when I go into workforce, like to have that knowledge of how to manage my finance, because you don't want to go in there and straight blowing your finance straight away. Because I had many friends who were much older than me talk about how they had apprenticeships and how they were working and then like they blew it all and then they went back to uni to try and get an education. So my question to you guys is, what's been your favorite session in LiME? Either it was the public speaking session, self-discovery session, goal setting sessions. What has been your favorite session? We'll start with Nichi again this time.
So basically, I really enjoyed Gavel. However, I also had another program that I really like, the LiME Tank. For those of you who don't know in the comments, LiME Tank is kind of like Shark Tank. It's a program at LiME where we have an entrepreneurial development thing where we kind of come up with ideas and then we meet up and then we talk about our ideas. And what this does is it triggers our minds to have a creative thinking process. And if those of you sitting at home, it's a fabulous program and it really does trigger your thinking process, So yeah.
That's for a fact. We came up with some ingenious ideas that they haven't been put to the test yet, but we're still working on it. But for a fact, I can feel like it definitely triggered some thinking and some thinking for my like the place that I was in back then when we did have LiME and everything. But even for right now, we're gonna pass that same on to Keisha. What was your favorite section in LiME?
I think my favorite session would actually, well, one of them at least, would actually have to be the time that I interacted with a real robot. That is the first time I'd ever done that. I'd interacted with Max through Rakshan Rowe, who was teaching us about AI, meaning artificial intelligence. And it was the first time I'd ever interacted with a robot. I'd not done that previously. I was actually talking to it.
Yeah, just so good. As part of LiME also, we had a couple come in and talk about the future of artificial intelligence to us and robotics in the workforce. And they brought in a robot called Max, and it was basically a robot that they programmed, and they made it had to do all these things, say hi, walk or roll, whatever robots do. And it was really great to interacting with it, because for me as well, it was the first time I've ever really interacted with a robot of that sort. And they gave the robot away for scientists to do some further research into robotics. But it was a great session, and it really gave an in-depth insight. For those asking how they can sign up for LiME, we'll get in touch with you through Nichi for Nichi High Chance. But also, you can follow us on our Instagram page. I was about to say Facebook page, on our Instagram page, and drop us a message, and we'll get back to you as well with a sign-up sheet probably. And it'll be awesome to get you guys down, because we are going to a phase 4 of LiME, and we're going to change it from LiME Project to LiME Academy, which is going to basically what we've learned. We're going to try and pass it on to you guys and get most of the mentors to come back along. We're going to have some of the mentors jump on with us later to give it in-depth insights of the part they played at LiME and what we learned from them. But from those asking how do we sign up, we'll get to you shortly. Another thing I want to ask is, what has being part of LiME done for you individually? Because yeah, Nietzsche was giving an example of how LiME he gave a speech and then he got invited by the mayor of Cosmos to give further speeches. For me personally, the same thing has happened. I was asked to give a speech at Murdoch University and the University of Western Australia, and I also got invited to a film festival because of being part of LiME and just the doors opened at LiME, the doors that LiME opened for me. That's personally what it's done for me. What about you guys? We'll go with Keisha first. What has LiME done for you outside of being part of it?
LiME has actually given me a step up in my confidence levels. I'm a bit more confident in my public speaking now. I wasn't too shy at first, but I think now I know, I could say, how to evaluate my speeches maybe to make them a bit better with LiME guidance, etc. And also, because I've co-authored a book, it's probably given me more confidence to either write a full book in the future or write my own short stories. And it's given me to do some amazing stuff like this amazing podcast for you guys.
Yeah, that's hard. What about you, Nietzsche? What has LiME done for you as after like going through phase 1, 2, and 3, and with the upcoming phase? What have you learned? Like, what skills have you developed while going through that?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, LiME has given me a lot of opportunities. But for me personally, what my biggest takeout of LiME Academy is, I would have to say the development of my communication skills.
Yeah.
So before I was all right at public speaking, but I wasn't particularly amazing at it. So being part of LiME Academy really built my self-confidence and a lot of other communication skills. For those of you at home, please share one of your experiences of something in your life that has developed your self-confidence or any type of skills that you think you have. We'd love to know.
Yeah, for a fact. And also another thing for those who are asking or asked before about how we can sign up for LiME, you can also email us at limeyouth@gmail.com to get further information on how you can sign up and how you can be part of the LiME Youth Initiative. So yeah, we have the email on the screen just in case you forgot. We'll also probably have it in the link below. And also, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and also share the image or not share the image, share the video with your friends, so they can also become part of the LiME project, and we can also build the LiME community so we can have more influence in the peers around us. Because LiME is just a bunch of mates catching up, trying to better themselves. I would like to see that in every single of our friends as like much as we can. And my question I'm going to pose to you guys as well and to the viewers at home is, but mainly to the LiME is, what's your fondest memory of all the LiME phases? For me personally, I would say it was like Uncle Richard bringing his chicken. To be honest, like every single time that chicken, my guy, man, there was a mad time for that chicken. Brothers were fighting. I'm not even gonna lie, people were fighting for that chicken. So there has to be for me personally. But what about you guys? What's your fondest memory of LiME? Go with Nietzsche first.
Funniest memory. Funniest memory. I'd say it's in one of the LiME tank sessions.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that funny. I just say I came in the door and I just hit myself on the one of the doors. Yeah. It was nothing. Yeah, nothing that big, Yeah.
What about you, Keisha? What's your fondest memory about LiME?
That's a hard one. I can't exactly remember, but sometimes when they crack jokes in the speeches or something like that, there isn't like one that I can pinpoint out of memory.
Yeah.
But I think my best moments would have probably been getting to try all the new things and all this sort of thing.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, personally myself, LiME really pushed me to like take on new challenges because like I'm a pretty lazy person, but like I won't say a lot of weight was put on my shoulder, but like much more was expected from me, and it really like caused myself to step up into those positions that were put on me because I really wanted to be part of LiME and to give LiME all that I had and everything that I had. So I would say it really pushed me to doing that. So yeah, really like all the challenges. I'm also going to pose the same question to Uncle Ephraim actually. What was your favorite part of LiME, or what was the funnest when you being part of LiME?
Oh, guys, thanks for bringing me in. I know this is a youth platform, but I really appreciate it. But for me, really, the favorite part is just seeing how youth are really taking giant strides. It's just, for example, what you guys did with the book. I know I've written a couple of books, but to see you guys, come up with a book, did your research yourself, did a think tank, brainstorm, and then came up with a book. That was really, really marvelous. And I think, King David, don't mind now, just use the opportunity to flag. I know it's not the best picture image so that people can see, when you've done some hard work and you see the outcome, you feel very, very good. And I really like the way Limers have achieved this. So let me just show this. Not the best image, but at least we got something to show our friends that are watching. So, like I said, it's not the best picture, King David, but for me, that was one of the highlights. I really, really celebrate you guys. Over to you. Thank you, King David.
No problem at all. So, yeah, basically that video was us getting our books that we wrote as a collective, and the book is basically about helping migrants, if I don't offend anyone, like ourselves, like first coming to Australia, like you come in brand new, you don't really know what Australia has to offer. So we just basically wrote that book to educate those, pardon me, that come in so that they can also have as much of an advantage as we have. Because yeah, I came in here when I was quite young, so I do have most of the advantages that others have. But those that come in here when they're 16 or in year 7, no, not in year 7, or they're in year 9, and then just have like basically 4 years or 3 years to finish high school. 3 years, not 4 years, my recollection is off. 3 years to finish high school. We want to make sure that they also have much of the opportunity as we've all had. So another question I want to ask as well, what was a challenge that you found as being part of LiME, and how did you overcome that challenge? I touched on this earlier for myself earlier. It was being quite lazy. A challenge that I faced was like being on time, or being like, I don't know how to put it, but being motivated to do things. But as being a leader and as being kind of like a mentor to the younger guys, I had to step up for what I was doing so that I could be like set a good example. So that's really helped me even right now with school and everything, being student councillor, being a house captain as well. It's really helped me step up my game in every single thing I'm doing, and making sure that I'm giving 100% of my talents, 100% of my abilities to everything that I'm doing. We're going to pass on to Nichi. And also I'm going to pose that same question to the audience as well. What is a challenge that you guys have faced, and have you overcome that adversity or that challenge? So Nichi, yeah.
Well, for me, this is for all the high schoolers out there, So, obviously, as high schoolers, we have our fair share of assignments and homework and stuff like that. And, and I wouldn't say I'm the best student of all time. So, having a lot of homework, having sporting commitments, having a bunch of other commitments, I found it a bit challenging to be able to stay committed to one cause my entire LiME journey. But, as I go along, I realize it's a little bit at a time, and you just take it in small bites, and it's actually not that hard to manage. So not only have I solved my own challenges, from having this challenge and solving my own solutions, it's really elevated myself to be a better person.
Yeah, I think that. And yourself, Keisha?
So one of my challenges was the it wasn't too big, but the education system over here is quite different compared to India. They expect that after school you study into college and all that sort of thing. Whereas over here, you get out of school and you have 100 options.
Yeah.
So at first, I had actually started going safe, for instance, but because we suddenly decided I wouldn't be doing year 12, and then changed our mind, but then it all managed to work out fine. I mean, I think it was a bit of challenge me getting out of when I was in Lumen Christi and me getting out of the school and all that sort of thing. It was a bit of a challenge because I really wanted to do year 12. So, but I decided, try safe. Why not? I've done a couple of safe courses and they're actually quite good. I suggest you guys do it as well because some of them give you really good practical skills and all that sort of thing. It's necessary for the workforce. And by the way, I've not been to uni. And if you don't go to uni, just some advice, don't worry about it. It's not for everyone. And SAFE is actually more practically driven. And I feel that's the skills that they do need in the workforce the most. Thank you, King David.
King David, can I just suggest here? There are quite a few people. Maybe start from the bottom. Some you guys may be able to make sense with some of the comments I myself, because we also want to engage with the audience. I want us to also try to shout out their names, try to make sense of what comments they are making. I cannot make sense of them, so that just to engage them. So I'll flag them on the screen, see whether you guys can make some sense, even if it's just to say hello to them. Some of them may have left, that's okay, but we'll just go from the top.
Now, I want to shout out to the person. I can't pronounce his name properly because, I just can't. His name starts with R. It looks like, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but he said, "Who you dislike, remove, or I'll see you in school tomorrow." What is that good?
Oh, God, again.
Why are you trying to rickroll our podcast, man?
My man. Shouts to my man. Bro. That's that's so much. Yeah, and then shout out to every single person who got behind him as well, man. I love that, man. It's so good. I love that for a fact. I love that for a fact. What about you guys?
That is actually quite funny.
Bro, no, man, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, also definitely shout out to Nichi for inviting all these men to come down as well. In the assembly. And kudos to him, but I've really seen Nichi grow in your communication skills and everything has been part of LiME, and it's been great. Watching every single one of us grow being part of LiME. And but also I asked the question I asked earlier, I'm still gonna pose it again to the audience as well. When have you faced a challenge and have you overcome that challenge? Maybe it's having too much of a workload for school or having too many assignments. Have you gone into prioritizing what you need to do and what needs to be not to be done? Or is it choosing which fast food restaurant you go to, McDonald's or KFC, and have you overcome that adversity? But just put it in the comment section. Yeah, we'd love to engage with you guys because we're doing this for you guys. Because it's fine talking on a camera screen and watching it afterwards, but we're trying to engage with you guys and make sure that you guys are on the same page as us and getting along with everything we're doing. But we're going to get our mentors to jump on in a few minutes, and we're going to just discuss because we have different mentors over the whole time being part of LiME. We had mentors talk about financial education, and I keep bringing it up because it was my favorite session. We had mentors come talk to us about setting goals, how to change bad habits. We had mentors who helped us get into BHP Bulletin or BHP to know our way around the industry. But we had mentors from a lot of different industries. We're going to get them on in a second. But yeah, again, remember to like and subscribe to the channel and also share with all your friends so that they can also give it thumbs up and not dislike it as well. Yeah, shout out to my man again, bro.
Yeah. So I'll just say, King David, this is really going well. This is not about me. You guys, I told you, when I look at the chat box while we are waiting for our mentors, I get lost. So I
Yeah.
still want to maybe Nietzsche more so because quite a few of them keep mentioning his name. So if you could just, I can see a few of the mentors are coming. Before we go to them now, can I just get you, Nietzsche, shout out to a few of them, shout their names, let them feel that they are here, and then just connect a little bit.
Yeah, I see 17 of you, 16 of you now watching the YouTube. I just like to shout out Harmony. Yeah, he seems like a pretty cool guy.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out Benu Keisha Tathiatharan, Admin Assassin, Jade Regal, Marco Padaco, WTF, and all of you amazing people out there. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it.
Wait, can you shout out?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out my man. Wait, what's this? Is it Rizno? Did I say?
Oh, Riser. Yeah, Riser. Yeah.
Like tomorrow at school, just give him a dap up for me, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I see a Clarence Ang. Yeah, for wanting a shout out. Yeah, Clarence Ang. Yeah.
That's horrible.
All right. Guys, we got our mentors waiting now. I'll just bring them in and then hand them over to you. But I'll definitely do the honors at the beginning. Let me just add them to the screen. So that's Lakers and that's Israel. So I know we're still expecting Femi, but let me just quickly introduce our mentors that have joined us today before handing them over to the youth because they've really related with the youth a lot. Let me start by introducing Lakers. Lakers Kumaya. Lakers is a psychologist. Lakers have really sown in this youth. I'm sure Limers can relate to the great work that Lakers have done in LiME. I just flashed one of the. This may not be the best picture, but he was always there with the youth, really sowing and doing so much for the youth. Lakers he also runs a leadership academy. He's done a lot in the community as well. If you want to also connect outside of here with Lakers, it's okay. You can look him up. But today, Lakers is a guest on the platform. So I'll get Lakers I'll hand over to Limers later. But Lakers, you're really welcome. We are so honored to have you here, Lakers.
Thank you, Ephraim.
And then I also get to Mirel Tulekima. Mirel is a global leader. You just need to Google her name. You find out that she's everywhere. Mirel has spent a lot of time in the oil and gas industry. She's a leader in that space as well, but she has actually found time to come and contribute to Limers. I remember even the launch of LiME, Mirel gave the keynote address, very resounding, and then she had time to also contribute to the mentoring session. So this is Mirel during one of the mentoring sessions. So Mirel, thank you so much. I know I could spend some time and do more of the introduction. I may not have done too much justice, but Mirel, you are welcome to the LiME podcast.
Thanks, Ephraim. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. King David, over to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I'll join in on my MacBook later. Yeah.
Okay. That's. Are you going to take over King David's screen for a minute? Let me just introduce you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just in a meeting now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Yeah. So let me also introduce Femi. Femi Oyewepo it's one of our other mentors. Femi actually right from day one has worked very closely with me on getting LiME going. Femi does a lot of work in the family space. He's also a leader of the community along with me. Femi also does a lot of family encouragement and enhancement. Femi, please We can do so much introduction of your person, but again, people can check you out on Google. You've done a lot for LiME. I could remember when Femi used to do the Know Yourself personality types. That's Femi in action during LiME. So he's another person that has shown a lot. Welcome to LiME, Femi.
Thank you so much for that. Good to see Mr. Lakers and Mirel.
Yeah,
And all
good
the,
to see you, Femi.
yeah, good to see you. Okay. All right, I will just join on my MacBook and then.
No worries. We'll bring you in then, Femi. Thank you so much. So let me hand over back now to Limers. It's your show. Please take it from here, King David and other Limers. Thank you.
Yeah. So welcome, mentors. It was great being having you guys being part of LiME. Yeah, just questions I want to ask you about your time at LiME. I also you guys also very in depth about different industries. Actually, first I'm going to get you guys to go quite into your different industries and into what you've done. I know Uncle Lakers also touched part of it. I want you guys to explain it for yourselves. So we'll start first with Uncle Lakers. What is like your industry and everything you've done? Because you used to have Tribe of David, and now you're also doing your leadership thing. So yeah, handing over to you and like everything that you cover, everything that you do, sir.
Sorry, David. I actually didn't hear the question well.
Okay.
I'm somewhere in the north of the river, and you can see I'm actually outdoor. I had to park somewhere to actually be able to do this.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be caught driving doing this. So I said, look, I'll just find somewhere a safe place to park and do this. So first and foremost, I want to also acknowledge Mirel. Mirel, nice to see you. Nice to see
Nice
you
to
in
see you,
flesh after a
Laker.
long time.
Yes.
We usually just we cross paths on Instagram a lot. It's really good to see you in person after a long time. So, David, if you don't mind, can you just repeat the question, please?
Yeah. Can you please go further in depth into what you've been part of, like all your projects, such as Tribe of David, the project you're doing right now, and into your also work field of psychology for us, please.
Okay, well, basically, a lot has happened since the last time I came to LiME. As you rightly said, Tribe of David is still very much in. I mean, I'm still doing Tribe of David. The other part of Tribe of David, which we've also tried to give a bit more credence to in recent times, is what I call the Good to Great Parenting Initiative, which is also like an offshoot of Tribe of David. And basically, it came as a result of people wanting to know a bit more, especially when it comes to parenting. Parenting from little kids to young kids and to teenagers. And that initiative came about as a result of that. And we've actually done a lot of work for even to like government organizations, to DCP. We've done a lot of work with that particular part of the government. And also, we've organized a lot of one-on-ones and a lot of conferences, and seminars, with people. The other thing which I'm also excited, to bring up, as part of the things I've been involved with is something I call the farm. And the farm basically also is still part of still an offshoot of the Tribe of David. And farm is actually like it's an acronym. So F meaning finances, A at work, R meaning relationships, and M meaning mentoring. And the whole idea also with the farm, the connotation of the farm is that it's a place, it's a platform, it's an environment where people are grown, where people are developed, and our target really is also like to catch them young, kind of a thing, right from young teenagers to early adults, where we help them, working with other experts in the field, help them in the area of finances, how they can begin, even right from teenage years, how they can begin to understand a lot of stuff about finances. Uh, because we've seen that research also has shown that, in with most people, even if finances are great, relationship can be a minefield for them. If relationship is great, they may not understand finances. And if all that is good, it may just be in the area of mentoring or where they struggle at work. So we're trying to bring all that under one roof, and that's what we've called the farm. And I'm super excited about that because, again, it's not just me, it's working with other experts in the various field, in the field of finance, in the field of relationship, and of course myself in the area of mentoring, and also people in various spheres of work and career. So essentially, apart from my day job, which is my clinical psychology job, those are the things in which we've been part of lately.
And Lakers took the sessions in Lime on goal setting and how to change bad habits, and it was really great sessions. And we're gonna also hand off to Morel right now to discuss basically her part in Lime, what she does in the industry. So Morel.
So thank you, Ken David. I mean, I was involved at the beginning, so was I think I did two sessions with the Limers at that time. So did I think the keynote, the first keynote, and then another session after that. And then because of professional reason, I had to go. I had to go to Adelaide, so couldn't actually continue the process. And I was really impressed when I came back because I've seen all of the limers at the beginning, how they all started, and then when I came, they had wrote a book and they've been, going and doing talking, speaking on stages, and so really, really impressive work. And I really want to commend Ephraim and the team, the mentors who've done such a great job, and yourself as well, as the main contributor to your own development. So it's really amazing. As far as I'm concerned, so I've been been doing a lot of work globally, mostly, and doing mentoring and coaching more for women, and also maybe young girls as well, but a little bit older than you guys. So older, the girls in uni, and really focusing on girls in area like technology, oil and gas, engineering. So really focusing my effort on that. I actually have a venture in Uganda with a young lady, a young woman, I would say, because she's in her late 20s. She's a pilot, and we've started this venture together to really, get to inspire girls and help them to take on, positions, and really start to get to get to know, what's going on in STEM, and with the objective for them to be involved later on professionally. So it's been going really well. So it's that's been a lot of my effort if we talk about mentoring and coaching. So that's in Uganda. But otherwise, I've been really focusing on making sure people and individuals understand that they have a lot of potential. They are born with a great potential inside of them, and really help them, and that's my term, step into their greatness, because they already have the greatness, and I really push, this process. So started talking about the notion of greatness engineering. So started the greatness engineering movement, and again, it's more global than local. I think I probably need to do more on the local part. And as a result of that, started a show last year called the Greatness Engineering Hour, where I bring people who have a great story, people who are role models, not really stars, but people who have done great things, and really get them to talk about their stories, to bring new knowledge, and really position themselves as role model. Because my belief is that, if people can see it, even if they have the potential, sometimes you don't actually understand that you have this potential. But when you see somebody who is just like you, and have been able to accomplish something really great, it gives you the belief that you can do it as well. So this show is really about that. It's about bringing those people, those everyday people who've been able to accomplish something great, so that I can stimulate, they can inspire anybody to do the same. And that's really been my focus the last, especially with the lockdown, not being able to travel, and also the industry being also a little bit quiet. So I spend a lot of time on putting this show together and interacting with a lot of people internationally in the network. Uh, but yes, still, working more on people older than you. And that's the great thing for me, being with the LiME, team, is that I've never actually mentor youngster except my own children. So it's also a good experience for me to, especially to have the patience to really, follow through, and have the right language as well, because sometimes at our level we use very complicated terms, but we have to think about, making it simple for you guys to be able to pick it up. So really, really great, great thing. And like, I told Ephraim, I'm really impressed, because from what I've seen at the beginning and now what I see is just amazing.
Yeah, so good. And now we have our final mentor. Final mentors on the program with us, Femi. So Femi, can you please introduce yourself?
For those of you who don't know, I believe Femi is actually King David's father. Isn't that right? Yeah.
Come on, Mitchell. That wasn't necessary. Mitchell, let it off the bag now. But I think, yes, let's just, the same thing with Lakers and Mirel. Let Femi just tell us about what he's doing now. Very interesting thing, because I know there's a second question you guys want to ask them about LiME. Please, over to you, Pastor Femi.
Thank you so much for this platform and this opportunity. Once again, I want to appreciate Mr. Ephraim for putting all of this together. It's a lot of work to put things like this together. And I also want to recognize Mr. Lakers and Noel for your contribution, and also to Limas. Good to see you guys again. Being part of LiME was an exciting journey, very exciting opportunity, platform, and seeing how you guys were transformed in the process. So amazing, so amazing, yeah. But for now, for the past few months, going to a year plus, I've been very much involved with the publishing. Myself, we have a family publishing company. David is also on the board, and we've done a lot of work in the publishing space in the last few months. We have coached and mentored quite a number of people to actualize their publishing dream. And we're still doing that at the moment. And it's been a very exciting journey because it's amazing when you see people unboxing their book for the very first time
Yeah, so
and actually seeing their publishing dream becoming a reality. And you guys also experience how it feels when you are unboxing your LiME book. It's always a very
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing experience. Also, I've been doing a lot in the family space, just like my friend said earlier, in the family space. And as a result of that, we realized again that finance is a big issue in families. And we begin to focus a lot more on finance because in the process of coaching and mentoring couples and even pre couples, that is, people who are getting set to be married, we realize that there are people who are succeeding professionally, but they are failing financially, you know. So we got so worried. There are people who are top level middle class people, but they are in deep debt, you know, credit card debt, personal loan, and all of that, and it's tearing the family apart. So we realized that in order to stay with the 80-20 rule of effectiveness, we should begin to put a lot of more effort in. Number one, helping couples to work together in their finance and also helping them to mentor their children because school doesn't teach about money. So if parent doesn't teach about money, kids doesn't get to know about money.
true, so
So
true.
Yeah.
we
Yeah. Yeah.
we realize that we don't only we need to educate the parent, not just the parent, but also empower them to educate and mentor their children so that by the time they are leaving home or they are in the uni, they actually know what to do because they are being preyed upon by financial institutions, and we see young people who are already in 30,000, 35,000 credit card debt, who are still in uni or just the early part of their life. So those are some of the things we've been doing. And last weekend, for 3 days, we had what is called financial peace for couples. It was so amazing. And as an offshoot of that, we'll be having mastermind and coaching session, group coaching sessions for couples, which will be starting off on the 30th of this month. Group coaching, and a lot of couples have registered for that, and also looking forward to that session of masterminding because as a result of sorry for taking your time, as a result of this preparation, we've been able to bring up a lot of tools, step-by-step process by which couples can engage together and also plan their finances. And we came up with what is called hierarchy of finance, which is patterned after the hierarchy of need and also the John Maxwell's levels of leadership. And it was a breakthrough at the 3 days event that we had. So those are some of the things we are doing lately, and we appreciate that opportunity to be here.
Yeah. So we only have time for one question, but I think it's a great question. Or maybe two, depending on depending. My question is for the mentors. What was your favorite? What was your highlight of being part of LiME? We're gonna start with Darrell first. What was your highlight of being part of LiME? Because yeah, you were away for quite some time. So when you came back, what was your highlight of being part of the whole process?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. My highlight. I think I was actually really pleasantly surprised by the energy and the enthusiasm of the limers. Really wanted to learn, wanted to grow, and that's what I remember from the two sessions that I had. Really, the energy, asking questions, and really taking the time because it was on it was in the afternoon on a Saturday, and you don't expect them to have a lot of energy because they went to school the whole week. So that's the key highlight, and obviously the dedication as well of the mentors, because that's a lot of work. Like Femi was saying, to put all of this together, it's a lot of work. So really, really bravo, like we say in French, for all of this.
Thank you very, very much. Yourself as well, Femi, what was your highlight of being part of LiME?
I would say that it's just the transformation generally, because there's a proverb, an African proverb that says that it takes a village to raise a child. And you can see so many inputs from different mentors, and also seeing the transformational impact of all that is amazing. And you guys might not know how much you have been able to grow until you begin to. And just like Michelle mentioned about the opportunity to begin to speak as a result of discovering that speaking ability. And don't forget, you can't discover yourself, or you can't value yourself until you discover yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't add value to yourself until you value yourself. So it's so amazing to see that transformation, that energy, that self-esteem being built, confidence to speak, and all of that. Yeah, for me, it's huge, and I appreciate seeing that happening right before our eyes. Thank you very much. Yeah.
And also, same question to you, Lakers. What was your highlight of being part of LiME?
First and foremost, also, I want to say hello to Pastor Femi. He's not appearing on my screen here. I'm sure maybe it's because I have it as a portrait. I threw my salute to you. Nice to catch up with you also. It's been a long time. Very quickly, I think I'll just condense my own highlight to I had a meeting with one of the limers, I think maybe about a month or two, not a formal meeting. We just we met somewhere, and the person approached me. I wouldn't mention the name of the person. This individual, I'll say, was one of the ones that you think they really weren't engaging during most of the sessions. And this person just walked up to me, first and foremost, just gave me a summary of what they've been doing since the last LiME sessions, which was quite impressive. I mean, this person basically has been transformed. And this person, said, look, a female, she gives all the credit, to all the sessions we had with them during the LiME session. And in particular, she mentioned the fact that she still, till today, she lives her life by one of the things we taught them about failure, about learning to fail forward, fail fast, and failing small. That particular session stuck with her because she's had a lot of challenges in life before coming to the LiME session. And I mean, honestly speaking, I could almost shed tears, when she was telling me this, that those particular sessions transformed her. And also, even before having these sessions today, I just quickly went through some of the notes we shared with you, and I was almost surprised that look at the content we actually shared with these young leaders, emerging leaders, at this time. I can imagine the kind of seed that we've been able to sow in them, and it's almost as if the sky is the take-up point for them. So, like I said, my highlight is seeing you guys actually live out some and most of those things, that all the mentors have been able to sow in you, and also seeing you take LiME to the next level where you are able to do this. I see LiME even becoming greater based on all the inputs, that all the mentors and your parents and teachers and, all those significant people in your life, all the things they've actually sown and deposited in you. So seeing you continuing to fly and to do this continues to be a good highlight for me.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you all mentors for coming on. I'm going to pass it over to Keisha now, who wants to say some quick words.
I'd just like to let our audience know what Lakers meant by fail fast, fail small, and fail forward. We have thought of this trick in LiME, and I've given a good example to it as well. So when they say fail fast, fail small, and fail forward, it's like saying that you fail in small steps and you'll try really hard to build up your knowledge or your memory capacity for the big exam on the big day. And then you pass in that exam because you failed fast in the test. You failed small because the test is smaller than the exam. And you failed forward so you could actually pass.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, that was one of my highlights as well. Mentors and all the new knowledge and skills that we've built as being part of LiME, and especially that fail fast, fail forward, because yeah, it definitely helped me a lot, especially with projects that I'm doing in school and outside of school as well. And yeah, we're over time, but I would like to again thank our mentors for taking the time out of the day, busy schedule, to be on here with us and be able to impute the knowledge that they have to our audience and to us again as well. And I also like to thank the audience for joining us and everyone that was commenting in the comment section. Thank you to all of you. But there's one thing that I want us to do before we head out and before we do all our
Sorry, King David, just chip in because quite a sizable number of the audience are from Nietzsche School. Maybe when you've round up, you let him say farewell to them.
Right now.
Thank you.
I commented earlier that Nietzsche can do an American accent. So right now,
Yo, come on, man.
Come on, Nietzsche.
Oh my goodness.
on,
I
guys.
can't believe you've done this. Jade Regal, you are not my favorite person right now. Unbelievable.
That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. Well, they're doing really simple on the accent now. But yeah, I want to thank you for joining.
I was just sorry, King David. Let me share with the mentors, because when I look at the chat box, I cannot understand 90% of the language.
Yeah.
So I'm just allowing them to just respond because I really cannot understand. But this audience has been so great. They've been very engaging. So on behalf of the mentors as well, on behalf of LiME organization, I just want to thank the audience. Well done, guys. You've been very good.
Can we get a thank you in the chat for the mentors, please? A thank you in the chat.
Thank you in the chat. Let's do first to comment. Thank you in the chat.
The audience, I think.
Oh, never mind. Oh, we got loaded. Oh, how many shares out of how many for the thank you? There's out of how many for the thank you? Let's be real.
So King David, over to you. You can round up.
Yeah, thank you very much, mentors, for jumping on, and thank you, audience, for sticking through the 1 hour and 3 minutes of this whole podcast. And we hope you guys will join us in 2 weeks' time when we have our second episode. From now on, we're just gonna be breaking down all the different chapters of the LiME book we wrote. And again, the LiME book is basically where we put our knowledge of our experiences here in Australia into books. As one, we have chapters on mental health, chapters on finance, we have chapters on technology, and also depending on how this first goes on, we want you guys to be part of it for the whole time. We're going to also break it up into the sessions that our mentors took us through: financial education and self-discovery and goal setting and everything. But again, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll hope to see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Have a great rest of the day. It's only 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, so you guys can go out and hang with your friends. You guys can link up with Richie and ask him to
Yeah.
joining us. So, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next episode, multiculturalism. I'm hosting. Just saying. Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you so much, mentors. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
you.